My beliefs on assessment begin first and foremost, as stated by Black and William, that teachers need to know about their pupils' progress and difficulties with learning so that they can adapt their work to meet pupils' needs. Although this idea seems rather simple, it identifies the reason why assessment is so important, as if the teacher is aware of their students' needs, they are able to adapt their teaching to give students the most educative experiences. I also believe that it is vital that the teacher builds positive relationships with each student and is able to connect with them, to therefore ensure that they are engaged in the learning and the assessment. As stated by Dewey, without insight into the psychological structure and activities of the individual, the educative process will therefore be haphazard and arbitrary. This means that the more we know about our students as individuals, the more we'll be able to shape the learning and assessments around these factors. As articulated by Armstrong and Spandau, every child has unique characteristics, interests, abilities, and learning needs. Therefore, if the teacher is aware of each student's strengths, weaknesses, and needs in their learning, they will be in a position to adapt assessments to cater to each student. Teachers should use this knowledge of students to keep them engaged in the learning, and therefore students will most likely achieve greater standards. I believe this is pivotal in creating valuable assessments. I also believe building positive relationships not only with students but with their parents is of utmost importance in every aspect of schooling, but especially in assessments. To be able to encourage each student to make them feel comfortable and to give them constructive feedback is the key to creating quality assessment. As it has been stated by MacDonald, students thrive in welcoming and caring learning environments where they feel safe and supported. This also applies to their parents, as if the relationship is a positive one, providing them with timely, effective feedback on assessments will be received in a positive light, and parents will be inclined to support these needs at home and in their child's future learning experiences. This strong relationship could then be carried across to encourage students to have a positive outlook on assessment. As stated in Artifact 5, the mentor teacher believes that helping students to see assessment in a positive light means that assessment then becomes something that students are excited about rather than dreading. I believe I will attempt to take on this approach when I have my own class. In Section 2, Part 1, we looked at NAPLAN, and there was a big focus on the negatives of this testing. However, I believe it is important to use NAPLAN as a tool to aid teaching and to always be improving ourselves and therefore our students' experiences. Although NAPLAN appears to be a stressful experience for students, if they are encouraged to take on assessment as an exciting challenge, as previously mentioned, they may in fact achieve greater standards, and this will set them up for their future experiences in schooling. As stated by Dewey, the main purpose or objective is to prepare the young for future responsibilities for success in life. Therefore, despite the results of NAPLAN, teachers should be using it as a tool to give students the greater chance of success in the future and providing them with the most educational experiences possible. I believe that teaching, learning, and assessment all coincide with one another. Although school becomes a busy place, these three aspects should be taking place every day. Teachers should be doing their best to provide constructive, timely feedback and using everyday activities as forms of assessment. If this is the case, I believe students are getting the most out of their schooling experience. Finally, my beliefs of assessment inform my teaching by encouraging me to adapt my teaching and assessment strategies to the individual needs of each student. I will attempt to ensure that I am using a broad range of assessment styles to give each individual a greater chance at success and to keep assessment as fluid and constructive as possible. I will make an effort to provide students and parents with timely and constructive feedback to ensure they are able to grow and improve with the support they need. I will attempt to create educative experiences for all students and provide them with the tools and strategies they need to partake in assessment in a productive manner. However, above all, I will strive to provide positive relationships with all of my students to ensure I am able to provide them with the best educational experience possible. To finish, I would like to leave you with this quote by Webster and Ryan. We must be able continually to give bold consideration to how we provide the most worthwhile sorts of experiences for our students. Thank you.